Good morning, it's Shanna. This is my attempt at being casual on camera, even though I'm feeling really nervous, and I just noticed that I have a tarot deck that I should have put away before this, but oh well. I just wanted to come on really quick, do an intro, introduce my face, I guess, and so that you guys know I'm a real life person. And I know that I enjoy watching the face forward videos, so I thought I would do that since I haven't done that yet. Technically, I did one. It was the very first video. I deleted it. It's the whole thing. But yeah, so this is the official my face. So today's video is going to be about a deck that I just purchased on eBay secondhand. It's a deck that I never thought I would own, let alone purchase. So that's kind of the idea of today's video, is a deck I never thought I would own, or a deck I never thought I would purchase. And I think I've said that twice now, so forgive me, I'm out of practice, and staring at this sticker that I added next to the camera is kind of nerve-wracking. Do you guys do that? Do you guys add stickers next to your camera? Because otherwise I feel like I'm staring at myself the whole time. Anyway, I'm going to flip the camera around. We'll take a quick flip through / not really a walkthrough because I don't know anything about this deck, but we'll take a look at the book and see kind of what it's about and decide if it's something I want to continue working with, which I hope so, because I literally just bought it. It just came in a few days ago. So anyway, all of that being said, I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll get started. Okay, so as you can see, the deck is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and it is probably the least likely deck that I ever thought I would buy. Up until about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, every time I looked at it, I just thought it was ugly. I'm sorry. If the creator of this deck ever watches this, please know that I am ignorant of art. Let's just start with that. So any mean things I say about this deck is not intended to be mean. It's just showing my inept knowledge of tarot art in general. So all of that being said, I thought it was kind of ugly and dated and old, and it just wasn't really me. And I've never really connected with Gaia until about 3 weeks ago, when Gaia kept kind of popping up everywhere I looked, her name or an image or a card. And so after about a week of this, I started thinking, you know how that happens and then it kind of sinks in, like, oh, okay, so I'm supposed to be paying attention right now. So that's what I did. And ironically, this was a deck I had at my work for, I don't know, probably a year and a half. But by the time I came around to it, it had already been sold, with no intention of repurchasing it for the store. It just wasn't one that sold. Anyway, all of that being said, this I found on eBay. It was a really good price, and the seller, ironically, was from just a few minutes away from where I grew up. So I don't know, everything just sort of aligned perfectly. It was inexpensive, it was free shipping, so I went for it. Okay, now let's just take a peek at it, and we'll kind of flip through the guidebook. And I promise I won't make this very long. Obviously, you can see how long it is because it's already been made now. It's not in order. I am pretty sure it did not come in order, which I don't have a problem with. And I don't feel like putting it back in order, so we're not going to. I'm watching UPS guy, sorry. Okay, so I just thought we'd flip through it. I don't even know, the titles are different from traditional, like Rider-Waite Smith, so I don't even know what card I'm looking at with this deck. Let's zoom in just a little bit though. I know there's a lot of walkthroughs. Well, I don't know that there's a lot actually. When I went to look for walkthroughs after I'd already purchased the deck, I only found a couple. One of them was Kelly at the Truth and Story. She has a 2-part video series on this deck. The first one, I think she went through the guidebook and something else. Maybe it was just the guidebook. And then the second one is of the cards. So I will link her 2 videos below in case you want someone more intelligent than I am about this deck to go watch. But, oh, I did mention, I wondered when this was published. Oh my gosh, 2017. I was way off. I assumed 90s or early 2000s. So yeah, 2017. This printing is 2021. So interesting. I do know there's a pocket version of this deck. Oh, we're gonna get shaky here for a sec. I'm gonna move the cord. The pocket version does not come with a as big a book as this. I believe it comes with a little white book, which would be great if I knew the deck already, but I don't. And I really wanted to be able to kind of dive into what this, you know, what each card means. And up until this point, I don't really have a deck that I've been able to dive into. I purchased the the Voyager Tarot with that intention, because it, you know, was interesting. Everyone talks about it. But when I got it, I just flipped through it and it just wasn't really my vibe. And I feel like this one could potentially be. So, gosh, maybe I should have put this in order. I might have to. Okay, we're gonna pause the video. I'm gonna put it in order because otherwise I don't even know how I would discuss each of these cards. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to continue this video by saying this deck is a lot. I have no idea what I'm looking at. So for example, none of the majors are named what Rider-Waite-Smith is named. These ones are, you know, in the guidebook, they're called what they are, but none of them are actually labeled as that. It just has this elemental sign and then the number, which is helpful. But if you're not good with Roman numerals, which I am okay up to a 10, and then if I think about it, I'm okay beyond that up to here. So that part's okay. Like, I'm gonna be okay with the minors, being able to slog my way through that. But the minors, at least, I mean, until I get really good at this deck, I'm going to have to use the guidebook, which is okay. So, all right, let's just kind of do a flip. I am probably not going to have a ton of commentary because like I said, this is brand new to me. If any of them, I guess, strike me, we can pop open the guidebook, but otherwise, I think we'll just kind of keep it simple, a little flip through, maybe for anyone who hasn't seen this deck before. And okay, so let's get started. So, first of all, I want to say one of the things that Kelly at Truth and Story mentioned was that she doesn't care for children, usually in decks. And I kind of have to agree. Most of the time, they're just a little bit weird, a little bit awkward. This one isn't bad. Like, their face is okay. It's not creepy, but meh, you know. The little hummingbird is sweet, though. The color's nice. So overall, I'll take it. So I'm assuming this would be the High Priestess, right? So I guess, okay. This would be the Fool, this would be the Magician, I guess. High Priestess. And then there's a couple of these in the deck where you can choose, I guess, or I guess you can use them both. Well, I guess you would use these both because it's 2 and 3. I have to remember this is not Rider-Waite-Smith, so I have to stop trying to associate each of these cards with that. So that being said, we will continue. I would say this falls into line with the Empress, and I think this is a lovely card. I love the little turtle next to her. I don't think I've ever seen a turtle with the Empress. That's lovely. The Emperor, the Father. I love that we have the Crone in this deck. I think that was one of the things that drew me to it. I know it's been mentioned before, not a lot of decks have a lot of age diversity as far as older men, older women, older figures in general. So that's kind of nice to see. Again, we've got an older figure here, the Sage. The little frog here is really, really cute. Let's look at this because I am curious about the frog for the death and rebirth. Let's see. Thank goodness for table of contents. Oh, how did I do that? Oh well. Each of these has multiple pages, which is nice. So we've got keywords, key phrases. Let's see. Spring is a time of new growth. I'm looking for if there's anything specifically about the frog. We've got the past, the present, the future. So honestly, this would be a great deck to dive into. Maybe this will be my summer project now that I feel kind of bad. I feel like I'm plugging my tarot deck every time I make a video, but now that it's done, I have more free time on my hands, which is nice. So this might be a nice little, you know, next step project for me. Okay, well, without fully reading each of these pages, I don't know what the frog means. So your guess is as good as mine. And okay, I'm gonna pause it because I really want to find it. Hold on. Okay, and the answer is I did not find it. There was something mentioned about the snake. When the death rebirth card appears in the past, it's urging us like a snake to shed our skin, to let go of past experiences, outdated beliefs, bad habits, unrealistic expectations, and false perceptions. But there's nothing that I saw, and I quickly skimmed it. I didn't see anything about a frog. So, which led me to wonder, would anybody be interested in doing a deck study of this deck with me? Maybe say starting, I'm not sure. I have to take into account, I'm not sure. I'm going to come back to this. If there's anyone out there who's interested in potentially doing a deck study of this deck with me, definitely comment and let me know, and maybe we can coordinate a time that we can start it and maybe pick like how we'd want it, the structure of that, if it's like 2 or 3 cards a week or whatever that would look like. But yeah, let me know if you are interested, because I would love to dive into this. I think it's a beautiful deck for as strange and unusual. I'm curious. All right, moving on. Knowledge, wisdom. And I don't think I would have noticed originally had I just been glancing and flipping through this card, but Kelly mentioned that this, I kind of refer to him as the Hermit, but they're wearing a bear cape, which I thought was really kind of pretty and interesting. And surely that is mentioned in the book, I would assume. I like the little Easter eggs in each of these cards. Like we've got a golden apple here. There's an eye, little bag of maybe like money or treasure. And I notice a lot of them have these mushrooms, which is really cool. I like how this ivy is just growing around them like they've just been standing there for a while. Quite a while. Again, we've got the frog here. Definitely curious about those frogs. I think this might be a good deck to pathwork with, just because I feel like there are so many things that this kind of reminds me of one of those games where you have to walk around the room and like click all the things to uncover like the mystery or get your next clue or your next your next assignment. So like this little frog here is clinging to the side of him. They're very cute. But yeah, I feel like you could walk into this and just click the frogs, click the rock, you know, click the pentagram. There's all kinds of, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. All right, emotion and intellect, the hero. I won't take a ton of time on each of them, but I suppose if one of the cards grabs me, we'll stop and take a little closer look. The artwork kind of reminds me of the Star Tarot. Is that what that is? The Thoth Star Tarot? Pretty sure that's what that's called. I wonder if the artist is the same. I don't know. I did have that deck for a time and never even worked with it before I passed it along to someone else, and hopefully they are enjoying it more than I did. But this is very pretty. I love the dragons wrapped around her waist. This is cute. Okay, let me grab my glasses here. Also, it's a little bit cloudy today, so hopefully it's bright enough. I feel like if I turn on my lamp, is that going to be really crummy lighting? Maybe not. Maybe that's better. All right. So this person is holding the teeniest, tiniest little bird's nest with little babies in it. And that is so cute. This big dragon watching over her shoulder. This kind of reminds me, not so much like, you know, the activity happening here, but the way the dragon is watching over her shoulder. If you have read The Fourth Wing / the second one, The Iron Wing, that's what this kind of reminds me of. I've listened to the audiobook of the first, and I am all the way through except for the last like 3 hours of The Iron Wing. But that's kind of what this reminds me of. All she needs is a little silver streak in her hair. Anyway, Destiny. Again, we've got these little trinkets, little bobs that you could really explore. Enter this cave. The journey. Thought. Interesting. The first time I saw this, I thought this was a table. This is what I get for not looking at the image closely, but I see now that it's a person. Quick note, there is nudity in the deck. So if that matters, just be forewarned. Perception. Intuition. I love this little spider. I am so afraid of spiders, like so afraid of them, but I think they're fascinating, and on a card, I think that's a very cool little addition. Also, they've got this tiny little moon there, maybe like what, the crystal ball that she's holding. Integrity. Beautiful. Faith. We have another turtle. I'm sure these have like official names, like, I don't know, sea tortoise or something. I don't know. We'll just go with turtle. The heron. Another spider for the ace. Ace of wands. Two of wands. Four of wands. I think this is a cool card. This dichotomy is not often depicted in many tarot decks. especially not ones where it's not specifically this theme. Like the theme of like, I guess, same-sex relationship, not necessarily romantic relationship, but just relationship in general. So that's cool to see in a deck where it's all sorts of others things as well. I've lost count. Where are we? Uh-oh. Let's see. 5, 6, 7. 7 of Wands. Love the 2 cats. This butterfly, this is kind of what makes me think of the Star Tarot. Definitely want to look that up because I'm curious if it's the same artist. 8 of Wands. 9 of Wands. 10. So we've got the Page. Am I off count? Probably. Ugh, and watch me struggle here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Well, so I guess we don't have kind of the Page and Knight structure. Unless, and it's possible, unless I've mixed up one of the cards in here somewhere. Let's look at the guidebook really quick. I didn't double check after I counted these, or after I put them in order. Let's see, we've got X, XI, XII. Yes, I did. I missed one somewhere. We'll find that later. I'm going to mark that spot. Queen and King. All right, we are on to air or swords. So, didn't it start with 0? No, okay. So Ace of Swords, 2 of Swords. This reminds me of, what's that singer's name? He was on America's Got Talent. And he was super goth. What was that guy's name? Doesn't matter. If I think of it, I will put it on the screen because it's probably going to bother you now that I've brought it up. I love this card. I just love the vibe of this. Like we're in like the little laboratory with the skull and the papers and the potions, the books. They've got their little owl and the dragon watching over all of these runes and symbols behind them. Wearing a key. I'm sure that's a key to something extremely important. Such a pretty card. 3, 4, 5 of Swords. This has very 2 of Swords vibes, but I have to keep in mind this is not based on Rider-Waite-Smith. Speaking of that, I wonder if the intro mentions anything about says Dreams of Gaia Tarot is for those who desire unity within themselves, their relationships, and with heaven and earth. It's for those who wish to explore and develop a keener understanding of self, as well as those who seek to commune with the spirit realms and the divine. The philosophy of the cards is simple: to seek, to feel, to grow, and to heal. It says the Dreams of Gaia Tarot will help you rediscover your ancient and eternal connection with Gaia and the Great Spirit. Just wondered if it mentioned anything about its structure. Oh, look at that, the deck structure. It says it's made up of a 25 card major arcana and a 56 card minor arcana, comprising 4 elemental suits of 14 cards. The major arcana does not use archetypes generally used by other current and traditional tarots. However, it still embraces many common archetypes. For example, the Empress and Emperor have been replaced by the Mother and Father, while the high priestess and the hierophant have been replaced by the crone and the sage. The devil makes way for the desire card, which explores and discusses the effect of primal wants and desires on our ability to weigh our choices and act upon them. Major Arcana is broken into 4 groups: the choice card, stages of life, reasons for being, and influences. So it goes on talking about the choice card, the stages of life, reasons for being. There are 8 cards for that. Influences. It says the illustrations provide a vital role in exploring the symbolism of the tarot. However, it's important to pay attention to the keywords and key phrases on each of the cards, as they constitute an initial starting point for your reading. Interesting. Okay. The minor arcana is elemental, 4 suits. It says the traditional king and queen remain, but within each suit there's a figure that stands beside the throne. For the earth, it is, don't know that word, seneschal, the keeper of the keys to the kingdom. So let's flip through this, and then we'll get to the king and the queen and take a look at that. Nine of Swords, 10 of Swords. Okay, so the king and queen here each have, what did they say? A figure. Let's see. The scribe, keeper of knowledge, information, law, and tradition, stands beside the king and queen of air. The hero, champion, warrior, and protector stands at the side of the king and queen of fire, while the emotionally wise and empathetic counselor gives guidance to the king and queen of water. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's cool. I like that they have like their pets, their familiars, and then the king and queen of fire, the lion and the cat. I do like that. I really like when you can see kind of a pattern between the kings and the queens in each suit. I think that's kind of a fun, not necessary, but I think it's a fun layer to tarot. So I can appreciate this. All right, moving on to the cups. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3. Cups aren't generally my, they wouldn't be at the top of my favorite suit in any tarot deck, but I do think this one is very pretty and well done. 6, right? 5, 6, nope, this is 7. 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10. Counselor. Let's look at these kind of side by side. The queen and the king. So I feel like, did I miss? Okay, I'm pausing this. Hold on. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but one of my least favorite things is putting a tarot deck back in order and not being familiar with the structure. I definitely mixed some of these up, as if you're familiar with Roman numerals, I'm sure you noticed. But so we've got 10, and then this one was stuck somewhere in the majors, so we're gonna put that in order in there. And I feel like, oh my gosh, am I still out of order? Okay, we're pausing again. Okay, we are back. I think we've left here. Everything's in order. Everything's in place. Don't stress. So, counselor, queen, and king. For our little pets, we've got the crab and these cool little seahorses. Are there real seahorses that look like that? Should we see what they are? Okay. King of Water. 698. King of Water. 298. Let's see. Interesting. That's a very short entry, I feel like. Maybe not. Well, I don't see anything in here about what kind of seahorses they are. And if there is, I'm just missing it. Anyway, doesn't matter. I was just curious. So now we've got Pentacles last. And Ace of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Really? I'm on a roll today. Okay, well, we're just gonna not worry about 2 for now. I'm sure it's in here somewhere that I've already flipped, so I'm not gonna let that bother me. We're just gonna move on. 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 5. Interesting. 6, 7, 8. Imagine meeting this being in the forest somewhere. How cool would that be? 9, 10 of Pentacles. They've got a little baby dragon on their arm. How cute. Queen and the king. Very pretty. Okay, well, I am not going to sit here and pretend that I know what any of this is. Should we draw a single card though? Okay, I'm not going to shuffle these, but I will spread them out and we'll choose a card. Because I would not like to go through that agony of reorganizing these. But let's choose a card and we'll see what it says. Let's see. What's our question? How do you feel about being the center of a deck study? How do you feel about being the center of a deck study? All right, pull this one. Oh, that's so funny. That's the one I've had sitting on my altar. Okay. Queen of Earth. Let's see what, don't let me forget to put that back in order. Let's see what the guidebook says. Okay, Queen of Earth, 182. Keywords: Earth Mother, pragmatic, real, kind, nurturing, abundant, fertile mind, and wise. The Queen of Earth symbolizes a real, authentic Earth Mother personality. She's larger than life and possesses an abundant, generous, and grounded nature. She's realistic, but also sees magic everywhere. She's an Earth Mother who spends a great deal of time covered in soil, and it's not unknown for her to walk around oblivious to the leaves and twigs in her hair. She adores creating a warm and inviting home where all are welcome. Cooking, cleaning, gardening, these are the things she loves, and she enjoys them all the more because of her tactile and sensual nature. She's a woman who loves nothing more than using her hands to touch, connect, and create. The Queen of Earth is the epitome of kindness. She'll offer support and nurture to your every endeavor, while also offering wise and honest counsel. The Queen of Earth may also appear in your reading at times when you find yourself in need of a gentle reminder to be both nurturing and supportive of those around you. While you encourage and support others in their desire to better themselves, remember to do so without trying to change them. She may be asking that you seek out those who embody her energy. Perhaps there's a need for you to connect with a motherly role model at this time, which is giving me goosebumps because, like I said, I've been feeling kind of the energy of Gaia recently, so I do feel like the deck is like, yes, let's work together. Let's see where this takes us. Which the Queen of Earth, I mean, is Gaia, right? Like, isn't that kind of who that is? Ugh, okay. You guys, I just love tarot. Like a little nerd, I just love tarot. I love everything it does for us, for me. So that is that. I will leave it at that. I won't torture you with any more of this period. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good week, and quick update on my deck because we're at the end of the video and we're just gonna do it. Everything has been sent. I did a whole package, the deck, the guidebook, and a box. Full disclosure, I created the box in an afternoon. I think it was the day after last week's manic video that I posted. And I went to bed that night and realized that it was not even remotely the way I wanted to design the box. Not even a little bit. It didn't even have a picture of one of the cards on the box. It didn't have a description. I don't know what I was thinking. So yesterday was my first of 3 days off for this week, and I sat down and recreated the box, spent another $28 because I had a $5 coupon, and I sent off for just another box. So hopefully the box will come just a few days after the set, and I can just throw away that first box that I hastily made. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm hoping within the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's what the confirmation email said. And I will likely do a full walkthrough here. So definitely keep an eye out. And then as soon as that's completed, once I've done the walkthrough, if everything looks good, which fingers crossed, I'm hoping the guidebook will be as it needs to be, and the box for that matter. The deck should be. This is technically my 5th copy of it, so the deck should be good to go. Barring any huge changes, I think I'll be able to put up the Kickstarter at the end of March. So I'm excited. So yeah, anyway, all of that being said, I will talk to you guys next week, and we'll catch you then. Bye.